I admit you, David Pierce, to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and grant you all the rights and privileges, powers, and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's what you call a do-it-yourselfer. Welcome to the Honorary Dean's Office. I'm Honorary Dr. David Pierce. Finding the courage to speak, sing, or otherwise use your voice in a new way. It takes courage to accept that you might feel lonely along the way. This video is one of those scary moments for me. Today I send you a care package that's different from any other. No fireworks, no shiny behind the scenes footage, no orchestra, no stage effects, and no audience. Just me and you and the camera. Just words. Much like preparing a commencement speech for a university, that could be considered daunting, a challenge. But it's looking back on it all that I find the lesson. As I stand here and imagine each of you on the other side of a camera, the courage to imagine there's an audience might not have been the most easy lesson to learn, but it also might have become the most vulnerable lesson underneath the uncertainty of actually having an audience. Being able to hear the reaction to what you have to say. That's a new lesson we're all learning right now to do without. I'd like to thank all of the academies and art schools, kindergartens and universities, and the strong and vulnerable mentors I've had in my life, who contributed to my life so that the moment I was recognized by the University of Calgary, it allowed me the courage to speak to you right through your screen.
David Pierce is a composer, producer, and orchestrator. Graduate of the Berklee College of Music, he is sought after in major music cities of the world, but chooses to live in Calgary. His creative range is extraordinary, but so are the scale and scope of his work. He's collaborated with artists such as Michael Bublé, Katie Lang, and Paul Brandt, arranged musicals for Andrew Lloyd Webber, and created performances at Radio City Music Hall for major awards shows and for the Macy's Day Parade. These latter may seem grand, but when he won the Emmy Award for his work on the opening, closing, and victory ceremonies of the Vancouver Winter Olympics, he brought his music to audiences of over 60,000 in the stands and tens of millions on television. His work has toured the world, shared the air with the acrobats of Cirque du Soleil, and been commissioned by Queen Elizabeth II. In a list of accomplishments far too long for someone still so young, one that stands out for us is his creative direction of the Stampede Grandstand show. David Pierce is an artist of international stature who is able to produce powerful work on a scale few can imagine. He not only calls Calgary home, he fills its sky with wonder. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you David Pierce, whose achievements in composition, production, and arrangement are known around the globe. He inspires audiences, his fellow musicians, and shares his talents with our community, the tourists who visit us, and the young musicians hoping to follow in his footsteps. On behalf of the Senate and the University of Calgary, I invite you to invest him with the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
I admit you, David Pierce, to the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, and grant you all the rights and privileges, powers, and responsibilities pertaining to this degree. Congratulations.
Thank you. I want to start by acknowledging the crew, sound and lights, and support staff making this event possible today. I mention you because I am one of you. I'm usually where you are. And having spent a lifetime listening to speeches, it's the ones that I actually heard that have led me to the microphone today. Let's take a moment, all together, and thank the crew who made this Jack Simpson Gym worthy of a celebration. And Patrick, thank you for that incredibly thorough introduction. As much as the list you just heard is full of shiny names and accomplishments, they are labels for a world that recognizes people by their labels. Behind any label, there is a story that is often untold. The question I'm most often asked is, how did you do it? And the answer is this: mentorship. None of the shiny accomplishments or labels on my list could have happened without incredible mentors. Mentors provide a critical map to success. They can guide you to avoid the pitfalls that they themselves endured on their journey. They don't expect acknowledgement for their accomplishments. True mentors are not assigned. Mentorship gifts itself to you if you stay open to receiving guidance. It happens authentically as two paths merge, and then it sends you on your way to create your own unique journey. Then you find yourself at a day like today, where you see familiar faces, and you realize that the honor of receiving something so momentous as an honorary degree is acknowledgement that the name on the degree represents an entire community, a community that is believed in supporting each other, not for their own personal gain, but just to make the world a better place. I would especially like to acknowledge that my two daughters are here today. Tegan is 18 and Sydney is 14. I am happy they are here to experience firsthand the incredible journey you, the graduates of 2018, are on. I would also like to acknowledge all of the parents in the room, my mom, as well as those who were unable to attend in person, my dad. You have all made today possible. Your graduates will be the mentors and community leaders to my daughters and with my daughters. On behalf of the grads here, along with all the parents behind you, thank you. A few steps from this stage is the University Theatre, where in 1982, at 10 years old, I attended the first musical I ever saw, Oliver. I don't remember any of the elements that you'd expect. I can't tell you about the singing, the dancing, the acting, or even the story. To me, the hero of the production was the drummer in the orchestra. At 10, I found my way backstage to let him know that I saw myself doing what he was doing when I grew up. He inspired me, and Mr. Rawlings was the first adult who ever said, "You can call me by my first name." So Tim became a mentor to me at the same age or younger than you are today. He contributed to my list of accomplishments by teaching me to believe there are no limitations. There are very few ceremonies in our culture that celebrate someone's mentors and that brings them all together. Today is special to me for that reason. Because last May, I was invited to take part in a sweat lodge near Blackfoot Crossing. The significance of living together on Treaty 7 land is an important step to community awareness, one that I wanted to better understand. A sweat is a ceremony that is led by an elder. The particular sweat I was attending was led by the elder of an Indigenous friend I was working with. I was enamored with my friend's description each time he would reference his elder as truly his elder. As we built a sweat lodge out of saplings, I met the 8 others who would soon be crowded into the small dome. Inside a sweat lodge is dark, it's hot, it's crowded, and you can't get up to use the bathroom without disrupting the whole ceremony. It's a lot like the University Theatre. This experience of several generations
from diverse backgrounds, acknowledging each other's journeys, taught me an invaluable lesson in community. We were celebrating the essence of mentorship through ceremony. That day I gained an awareness that we are all our future great-grandchildren's ancestors, and therefore mentors. Because of my experience at the Sweat, I asked many of my mentors to attend this ceremony today, and I knew I'd be sweating enough in this gown. They are widespread across 45 years of my life, and I wanted to acknowledge in ceremony that I needed you all. You have all shaped me and guided me on this journey. I recognize my mentors first by the lessons I've learned, not by their face or name. You know, Davy boy, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to get further, go together, is a quote from my mentor, Jim, who is a master community builder, the best, in fact, that Calgary has ever had. It has taken me some time to realize the importance of this, as I competed in my younger years to make a name or a label for myself. However, eventually you will burn out and exhaust your resources if you go alone. Collaborating with others to join talents and foster each other's strengths is the way to explore limitless territory. Hey, hey! Let's do it for a laugh, and we will balance the universe, is a quote from my mentor, Sam, who was a master relationship creator. I know he is here today in spirit, but I wish he was still alive to hear me say thank you. Let's do it for a laugh translates to let's just do it for fun, and everything else will work itself out. It's magic, and in Calgary, we celebrate it together as a community. Each night of the Calgary Stampede, the evening Grandstand show is where I get to have radically artistic fun. I get to be on a team of mentors, and we create a new celebration of Calgary every year by creating a spectacle of fireworks, acrobats, music, and the fun of our community by showcasing amongst our local talent a cast of 130 young Canadians. Because it makes no difference where I go, you're the best hometown I know. Everyone, hello Calgary, hello Calgary. Okay, yes, you just experienced a community having some fun together. It's easy, and we all want it, and we've all got it to give. Pay attention to the fun around you, and then wonder how there was so many of you who knew how to finish singing a song that you haven't heard in 30 years. In February of 1988, my life changed when Calgary hosted the Olympic Games. As the world was learning the names of athletes Kurt Browning, Carrie Lee Gardner, Alberto Tomba, and Eddie the Eagle, the names of my Olympic heroes were music director Tommy Banks and legendary composer David Foster. The '88 Olympics gave me the gift of being from a city whose spirit was suddenly known around the globe, a city capable of producing a groundbreaking opening ceremony that incorporated community over special effects. I was profoundly inspired and had an Olympic-sized dream that the next time Canada hosted the Olympics, I wanted to be the guy that made the music. In 2010, my dream came true. Months after the Vancouver Olympics, I was in Hollywood standing on the podium at the Emmy Awards, being acknowledged for outstanding music direction for the 2010 Olympic opening ceremonies. Thank you. I got to receive my equivalent of an Olympic gold medal, because God knows I would never get one for my athletic ability. But behind this Emmy label of course, there's a story, and this is a fun one, that led me to almost missing the ceremony altogether. At the Emmys, I got into a long line filled with as many black suits, white shirts, and black ties as there are rental gowns here today. After a while, a very official-looking organizer walked up to me and my wife and told us that we were standing in the wrong line and we needed to go around the building. I didn't want to lose our place in line, so I said, "How can you tell we're in the wrong line?" And he said, "It's your shoes." Not sure. We were in the line for the volunteer seat fillers. Seat fillers are the people who show up dressed in their Hollywood best so they can fill the empty seats after someone accepts their award. They stand in line with hopes to be part of the awards. So they wear flip-flops and running shoes, knowing that they'll be there all day and their feet won't be seen on camera. Once someone gets their award, no matter how well-intentioned they might be to return to their seat, it's too exciting. The seats will eventually be empty if they don't fill the seats with fillers. The next time you watch an award show on TV, take note of how the audience changes through the course of the broadcast and have a laugh knowing that beneath the seats filled with expensive dresses and suits, you'll see a sea of flip-flops and running shoes. Looking out here today, I want to assure you I see no seat fillers in the audience. Everyone is authentically here because of years of hard work, determination, and commitment to the award you are receiving. It's an incredible accomplishment you've earned. Those of you who are leaving Calgary to other cities, towns, and our vulnerable rural communities, take the spirit of Calgary home with you. We all know you're leaving because of the winter. Your entire community is extremely proud of you. Your University of Calgary degree is an award that will label you forever. Each of you knows the full, unique story behind your new labels. The story of who supported you, who guided you, inspired you, and nurtured you. In the celebration of yourselves, remember to acknowledge the contributions of the community of mentors behind you. Continue the circle of giving, guiding and supporting those around you. Working together in collaboration to make things the best they can be, to explore infinite boundaries. You are all limitless. Start now at becoming the best ancestor possible for our future children's children. Make this your biggest role yet, and do things that are just for the fun of it. Receiving this honor is beyond the limits even I can imagine. It's an honor that has had enormous impact for me to accept. But that is the lesson. So please allow me to thank the incredible people who helped me to learn a life-changing lesson. Chancellor Bob Thirsk, President and Vice Chancellor Elizabeth Cannon, Board Chair Jill Wyatt, the Board of Governors, the Senate, faculty, Susan Ditchburn, Dave Kelly, Jack Schneider, Paul Dornian, and our children's ancestors, the graduates of 2018. Thank you.